Now on Aamir, I've one, again, a very inquisitive question, that he's a perfectionist, right? So how is it to work? Because I'm on the receiving end of that also at times. People also in my field call me a perfectionist. So is it, I mean, what is the line from where value addition moves into interference? How does that line get defined?
I have to start by saying Aamir hates being called a perfectionist. He doesn't see it in a positive light. He thinks that perfectionism is when you're just doing it for the sake of being perfect rather than because you're really passionate about it, which he always is about whatever he's doing. He feels everybody works towards doing the best they can. So why is he called a perfectionist? And I tend to agree with him, but I see why people call him that is because he goes the extra mile to ensure that things are done to the best possible degree. And I think in a way that he is a very, very collaborative artist, a very, very collaborative film professional. I feel interference only comes when you feel like you know or you can do somebody else's job better than they can. And Aamir has never been like that. He'll always get into an argument with you if he feels what you've suggested is not potentially the best route, but he will always defer to someone if he feels that they're right. And he's happy to be convinced by it.
No, but then at the same time, I'm saying that in terms of the news which comes out, that many times that he had to change the director of his films. Where there's a disagreement, then he took charge, right? I think Tare Zameen Par would be one of them.
That was the only film where it's happened, and in some ways, that was a very unique case. He's not the kind really to ever, in fact, he has too much respect for directors to want to replace them, ever. Because he only chooses directors and projects that he feels are worth his time. Or worth, it's a story that is really, really important to make and he wants to give, because any film takes 3-4 years, he wants to give that time to it. So he would never, ever take on a director and even bother, because then if he thinks that you'd be replaced down the line, he would never take you on.
Personally, I feel perfectionist is a virtue. It is not an accusation.
Yeah.
Till the time I have a scope to better things
Absolutely.
Or improve upon, why wouldn't I do it? But again, I have a tendency to put a mathematical formula to it. One will have to think and decide that my incremental value should continue to be more than the incremental cost that I'm incurring to add that value.
Nice.
So that once you do that, then you know the limit of perfection. It's like sometime I draft a letter, especially if I'm drafting it to, let's say, a state head or not. I think I've corrected it up to 7 times, 8 times. But then, the cost of going wrong or the value of making something correct is enormously high.
I feel I'm also like that. I mean, for instance, Lapata Ladies, I was just discussing with a friend yesterday, and he has seen the cut across the 1 year that I was editing it. And in getting the edit right, my friend said, even your first cut was amazing. I don't know what you're talking about. But I know where it went from the first cut to what you see today. I mean, I lost 15, 18, 20 minutes.
You should give the first cut and see it together.
Yeah. Anyone who sees it. See, Mota, obviously it's the same film.
Mota, obviously it's the same film, but no.
But to get it where it was took me a good 10 months of just editing. And I feel like a lot of the feedback in the first cut, second cut was good enough. Anybody else would have said, chalo, let's go and put it in the cinemas. It's good. Like this friend was saying, it was superb from the first cut. What are you talking about? But I feel like it's a kind of a barometer that you have internally. You have to be satisfied.
Kiran, on the hindsight, your incremental value has turned out to be much larger than the incremental cost that you incurred by doing this repeated editing. So
this formula I'm going to remember. I love it.
Thank you.